Hi everybody, it's Alexa.
And of course, this is Johnny. Hi.
We're here from Pages of Forbidden Love
for another review book video thing. Yeah, that's how that goes.
We are going to be doing a double video review since both of us read the book. I finally got around to reading it.
Thank God. It took forever.
We are going to discuss
The Maze Runner by James Dashner. Dashner?
Yes.
Dashner. Got the name right. Good for me. It's been a long day. Anyway, I love this book. Period. End of story.
And the story, wow, it's going to be a short video.
Yeah, short video.
The shortest video on record has now just happened because Johnny's not going to continue talking.
Now the video's a lot better because she's gone. Just kidding. To me, the book was fun. I think they got the idea of what the book is. Cool, just keep it right there. Hey, she's playing the part of me today. I read the book. It's one of those things that immerses you so much in the storyline. At first, it's like you would read the book and you're kind of questioning what's going on. I'm not quite understanding, but I want to know more. And it's pulling you in slowly. It like takes you a little bit, leads you in there, and all of a sudden it just grabs you in. What'd you think in the beginning of the book? Because we're gonna do like 3 sections.
In the beginning of the book?
Yeah, we should do sections of talking about what we view the best.
We can't give away the ending.
No, we're not going to give away the ending. I'm not giving away the beginning or the middle either. I'm just talking about what it made us feel.
The beginning, you know, I listened to the beginning, 60 pages on audio, actually. I was trying to get into it on audio, and then I realized that I could not stand the narrator's voice.
The narrator is very stoic and monotone and boring.
Oh my god, he almost made me fall asleep, like, when I was listening to him. I was sitting here at home in my chair listening to it off my iPod, and he basically made me fall asleep. So I couldn't do that. But the beginning is kind of difficult to understand because you have no clue what's going on. You have no clue what the maze is. You have no clue where they are in the glade, what the glade is, who anybody is.
Why are they... you could read the description in the back. This isn't giving away anything. That they're... basically, once every so often, 2 people are put into the glades. Not the Everglades, but the glades.
One person every month.
Yeah, one person every month. But I mean, like... and then... what happens is that 2 people come in, a boy and a girl. First time ever a girl's in there. It's all guys. And they don't remember anything. So that kind of adds to the whole intrigue to me, personally.
Yeah, every time that they come up from the box, as they like to call it, like how they're dropped into this glade, they come up from a box and they have no memory. They just remember a name. That's all they remember.
But that added to it for me. That was... I was like, I need to know. And it got that way because of the way the writing was. It wasn't... it was a quick read to me. A lot of things are quick reads, but this was just...
it was a little bit slower for me. I didn't... kind of took me a little bit more time.
It flowed well for me. I enjoyed it. I loved the way it was penned out. Well, probably because of the fact you started did the audiobook.
No, even after the audiobook, when I was actually reading the book, I would read chunks of it at a time, like, you know, maybe like 70 pages or so, and then I would stop. But, you know, I don't know. It was rather getting kind of slow at a certain point, and I even stopped reading it for about a week to read some other books and came back to it in the end. So, at a certain point, it just, like, it was a little bit too slow. And it kind of was just like a book that kind of kept saying, well, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen.
It's like dangling a carrot in front of you and you have to chase after it.
And
but what do you think in the middle then? After things started picking up?
After things started picking up, I liked the middle because I finally got to learn more about the characters. I finally started to pick the characters that I was connecting with, and kind of understand more of where they were and understand more of the maze. I liked to learn about the maze. That was pretty cool, and some of the creatures and everything inside the maze.
The Grievers.
Yeah. Well, even like the little bugs that were like spying on them too.
Wicked. And they had wicked plaster across there. When we talk about the Scorch Trials, that'll come into play. But I think Dashner did a great job in illustrating not just the characters, but describing the Grievers itself, which acts as a character, obviously, because they're individual things. So there's probably like hundreds of them you don't even know. But the thing is, it's a character in and of itself. I would sit there, and I don't know how it made you feel, but I was trying to picture it in my head. I pictured, if anybody had ever seen Episode 2 of Star Wars, like an 8-legged creature, all those nodules coming out. It has like a beam like for a cannon. Obviously, it doesn't have cannons, but mechanical being, like a creature, just like almost like a spider or something. That's what I kind of got out of it, and it was vicious.
I liked the world that they were in. It was very just kind of created beautifully. It was there, and it was kind of a darker world, and you never really knew what you were to expect from the maze. So that was a pretty cool element in the middle there.
I thought that the way it was described made you think of almost as there's this huge wall, and they're like almost in a concentration camp almost.
Yeah.
And there's a world beyond that that's like almost like a labyrinth. That's the maze, obviously.
Especially
but
because certain people would remember things after being bitten or stung by the grievers.
And what would they call that again? The
changing.
The changing, yeah. I almost said the flare.
So certain people would remember things, and that made it interesting because they couldn't really talk about what they remembered.
Because nobody could pick up on it. Nobody else could pick up on it.
Yeah. So, I mean, there were certain people that were kind of like, well, we have to be here for a reason, while other people were like, well, we just have to figure out how to get out of this maze. And people were like, well, maybe there is no way to solve the maze. Maybe there's nothing there. I mean, if we've been looking at it for 2 years, maybe it doesn't have a solution.
By the time you get to the middle of the book, who do you think one of your favorite characters was?
By the middle of the book?
Yeah, I mean, now that everything was starting to get fleshed out for you.
I liked Newt. He was kind of like the second in command, and, I mean, he didn't really want to be in command. He was, I don't know, his character really worked for me.
I think that you saying that this isn't a spoiler, but it's foreshadowing something later on, because this is the trilogy. By the time you get to the end of the second and the beginning of the third book, you're going to kind of feel as I felt for Chuck. Kind of the same way. Just
poor Newt.
But not in the same aspect. It'd be a little bit worse. Anyway.
That's horrible.
Newt was fun for me. Minho.
Yeah, I liked him too.
He's kind of like an asshole, but I liked him that way.
I liked him. He wasn't an asshole all the time. He just kind of had these moments where, like, his character changed a lot throughout the book, which I think was a good thing. He kind of grew and he kind of came into being who he was by the end of the book.
I like the relationship between Thomas and Chuck.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really like our girl.
Teresa?
I don't like her.
Yeah, I don't either. Now that since I read the second and third book, it makes me like her that much less.
I don't really like her. She has no clue what's going on. She comes and changes everything, and
no, she has everything. The clues that are going on, but you don't know it yet. She's just
okay. You're gonna ruin something here.
I didn't. It's not a spoiler. It's foreshadowing. There's no events that I'm talking about. Yeah.
Don't even say stuff like that, because then you realize what type of character she's becoming in the next books.
It portrays it in that too, because she's able to give clues and has intuition into things I don't know about.
Okay, well, I don't want to give too much away here, because he's read the whole 3-book series and I've only read book 1, so I'm trying to contain him here.
Alright, what about the end? I don't want to, obviously don't tell how it happened, how the ending happened.
I felt like the ending, we finally got to like one of those classic YA book endings where you end on a cliffhanger. They've kept us going for, what, 375 pages to figure out what's going on.
And you're finally...
And still at the end, you don't know what the hell's going on.
And you're like, oh my god. Oh, and it just drags you in. And it like, pulls on you. So you're almost like exhausted, but in a good way. But, hold on.
I don't know.
But, cool thing about this... Since we have the, now this is one of the later editions, right? Because obviously the first edition didn't have foreshadowing and chat. All right, that's the Scorch trial on the back. The cool thing is, like I said, the ending for me of this book was satisfying to a point that I needed to read the second. There's certain books in a series that I'll read. I'm like, yeah, I'll get around to it. But I read this and I was like, I need to go read the Scorch Trials. Thankfully, the end of this book.
Thankfully, Alexa had the second book already sitting on her
shelf. No, that's not what I was going to say. But hey. Mwah. Thankfully, yes. But no, what I was saying is that in this edition, and probably all the editions I have now, there's like the first 2 chapters of the next book. And oh my god.
That doesn't really matter to the story.
It matters because of the fact that, I mean...
Anyway, back to kind of like
Alright, back to the point is, back to the point.
Back to the point, I don't know. final thoughts here. Let's kind of wrap this up here. Final thoughts for me, it was really slow to begin. After everything was said and done, I did like some of the characters. I did like the world that they lived in. I like the mystery that I still really don't know what's going on. However, this book is more of a 4-heart review for me. There was some good points in it, but I felt like it was a big prologue. I felt like, you know, it was kind of a starter book, and a lot of first books in the series are that way. But
it's like an origin story.
Would you just let me finish?
Okay.
To me, it just felt like a starter book. I kept waiting the entire time to get to somewhere, and I feel like there should have been just a little bit more given to me along the way. What do you think?
5.
5 skulls?
5 skulls. Oh, the whole trilogy gets 5 skulls, but this book in particular, I mean, yeah, it did start out slow, but slowly but surely started picking up pace. And from then on, boom, it just ended, and you're like, oh. And for that reason alone, it was a good book. I mean, the illustration was great, that it made you think, and you started imagining all this going on. You're like thinking in your mind's eye, you picture everything that's going on. The conversations back and forth, I started to get an accurate portrayal of the characters, not just the personality, but physically. It's almost as if there was a movie being portrayed in my head while I'm reading the book. And to me, if a book can do that without pictures, obviously, without moving pictures, then there's really nothing that I can complain about. I did wish that it wouldn't have been so plotty in the beginning, because it was, but the middle and the end really made up for it. I loved it. Love it.
Alright, so 4 hearts for me.
5 skulls for me. Duh. What we're going to do is hope to get your comments back. So you can leave comments below in this new feature, because we're on a new site now. Say whatever you want. No one could stop us. What's up? No, but in all seriousness, after we get comments from you and after she reads the Scorched Trials, we're going to do this again. And then we'll come back again for the Death Cure. And then I think we'll do a 4th video to wrap everything up, because that's how awesome these books are. I don't even care if you think or not. Yeah.
But I already had you write written reviews for books 2 and 3.
Yeah, so. But we need to do a roundtable discussion.
Okay. Anyway, that's our thoughts on The Maze Runner. If you have any comments or anything, please leave them below. And
like I said,
I'll get back to you about all of them.
I made the suggestion. I'll do it too. Take care.
And spike your hair.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.